this is the crown.
Yeah. Now you're inside the crown.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm so pleased to present you the 888 Brickell by Dolce Gabbana Hotel and Residences Sales Center. Let's go take a look. Today we're here at one of the most exclusive projects in Miami, 888 Brickell by Dolce Gabbana Hotel and Residences. And I'm here with Ignacio Gonzalez-Arias.
Sep, always a pleasure.
How did I pronounce it? Pretty good?
Ignacio Gonzalez-Arias. I'm
Okay.
Spanish-Cuban, so sometimes the people in Miami, they don't get my name and my surname perfect.
Well, thanks for your time. We're here to present this amazing project, 888 Brickell. What are the first things that come to mind when someone says, why should I be here at 888 Brickell?
Well, first of all, Sep, I would like to thank you for coming, and I would like to tell you that I've learned a lot with all your videos, so it's really an honor for you to be here and have me as a host. I think the brand Dolce Gabbana stands out by itself, correct? It's a huge fashion company with a renowned international outreach, so of course, that is important, but I would say also the developers behind this project, which have reshaped skylines, the flexibility of use, the hotel component is also intriguing to many clients in Brickell. So there are several things, I wouldn't go with one, but of course the name Dolce Gabbana is eye-opening, and I always like to give my own personal experience. When I heard about this first development coming out to the market, I really did stop and think, whoa, Dolce Gabbana residences in Miami. Yeah. So I think it's the same feeling many people get. So of course, Dolce Gabbana is mainly what stands out the most.
When I look at the building, the architecture, it's really special. It's very iconic. It's dramatic. And I think that represents a lot of what Dolce Gabbana represents. And so you see it immediately from the outside. The travertine, the gold necklace style in the bottom,
Correct.
The crown, the different mixture of natural stones. I'm really impressed with the outside.
The reality is when you start learning about the brand, and this building is based upon the Fatto a Mano line, which is the most exclusive line of Dolce Gabbana, founded in 2012, which is basically everything handmade. So we were gonna say a small joke about the Fatto a Mano setup.
Yeah, for my American friends, Fatto a Mano is not a guy who eats too much. Fatto a Mano means handmade.
Exactly. So this building is a legacy to the craftsmanship, everything made by hand. So that is what the building is based upon, correct? So we were speaking about the architecture. I think it's important to highlight several points. We're really trying to bring to Brickell, to the heart of Miami, a little piece of Italy. We're going to bring an architecture which will never be outdated. So Miami is a relatively modern city, and you have modern architecture, many glass towers. We're bringing a building that has a lot of stone, limestone, travertine stone, which is the same material that was used in the Roman Empire, used in the monuments. So we're really trying to bring a monument to the city of Miami, to Brickell, and that's what we identify the building with.
Yeah, I think that's a great word. It's truly going to be a monument in Miami. There's a lot of beautiful projects here. This is, without a doubt, truly iconic, and nothing comes even close to the design. So I really love that. And then if you go extend that inside of the building, correct, the amenities, the units.
And prior to going into that, I think it's important to also highlight the track record of the developer. Mm-hmm. Of course, you have JDS. JDS is extremely well known, not just in the US, but internationally, for having done the most iconic buildings, reshaping skylines. He's the visionary behind 111 West 57th, the thinnest tower in the world, which is in Central Park. He visioned and created the Brooklyn Tower. So it's important to understand for clients, there's many buildings out there, but only a few become iconic. And I really think he's doing the same here. It's truly an award-winning team when you put Dolce Gabbana, JDS, Gianluca Bacci with JV Development, because it is truly an aspirational building. Yeah. And I always like to highlight that we're bringing a lifestyle to Miami, and I think the team composed by them three, and of course the architect studio Sotheby, bring that aspirational feeling, that lifestyle to the heart of Brickell, which was missing. They've actually, the sales center we're in, what did you think about the sales center?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, minimalistic, museum style, really nice.
Correct. So there isn't anything in the sales center which hasn't been approved, chosen by ownership of Dolce Gabbana. So I like clients to understand this, because it's basically as if the owners of Dolce Gabbana, which have such a successful company, in one generation, have hand selected everything that's going to be in your apartment. So their involvement is complete. This is a development which is going to crown their career. So the love that they've put into this development is extraordinary. Regarding the residences, of course, turnkey residences, fully furnished, everything by Dolce Gabbana Casa, which is important to have in mind. So Dolce Gabbana is embedded in the building, not just in the outside, because...
Right, and I think it's also important for people to realize that there is D&G Casa, which is basically the interior furnishing division of Dolce Gabbana. So, but they've also had other Dolce Gabbana clubs around the country, the world.
He knows more than me, huh? You can tell Zeb is a Dolce Gabbana guy.
I know more than him because I watched a lot of his videos.
Exactly. So look, Dolce Gabbana is growing in the hospitality industry with their pool clubs. They're very well known in Saint-Tropez, in Marbella, Taormina. You know, everybody wants to be in the Dolce Gabbana pool clubs. So the first Dolce Gabbana pool club in the US, in Miami, is going to be in 8A Brickell.
Yeah, and I really wanted to mention these little details because in the US, you're thinking, okay, Dolce Gabbana's building a building. Like, what does that mean? Their intention is clearly to have a connection to lifestyle and hospitality. And they already took that venture, they took the first step of that by opening these special clubs all over the world. And so they have the experience to create the experience.
Correct.
And refine it to the kind of life that they want people to feel, lifestyle they want to have when they're on the site here in the building. And I think they're going to do a great job of replicating that. And I think it's important to know, many people might say, well, D&G just makes clothes. Well, no, they have an interior furnishings division. And so all of these pieces they're putting together to create this pretty impressive project.
I also think it's important. It's the first ever Dolce Gabbana building in the world. As everything in this life, your first one is always your most emotional, your most intensive one, your first girlfriend. And I've really seen it in them because I've had the opportunity to meet Domenico. He was here a few days ago with his whole team. It's truly as a representative that, you know, sells his development, seeing the passion he's put into every single detail, the selection of the plates, of the glasses, of the beds. It really does give an indication of the level of luxury and excellence that this building is going to represent. So we have 4 different furniture packages to choose from. The Camella marble, the greenish tone. We have the Nero Notte, which is the black tones. And then we have, of course, the Bianco Elegante, the Oro Imperial. So we have a different palette for every different client. Everybody is highly impressed when they see the renderings, when they do the virtual reality, when they touch the materials. I haven't had one single person that hasn't been blown away by everything in the development.
I think it's amazing that we have some of the materials here. Let's go take a look at them real quick.
Let's go. I'll show you around. One of the key aspects of this development is turnkey residences. So Dolce Gabbana is furnishing the apartments. It's important to highlight the involvement of Domenico and Stefano, the owners of Dolce Gabbana. So we can see, for example, the plates, the glasses. We have here the finishes, the floors. It's a development that offers a truly exceptional experience to clients in terms of finishes, options to choose from, and everything selected by Domenico and Stefano.
So let's talk about some of the key features, other than, of course, the amazing, unique finishes that it comes with. What other key features are there that are important for people to know about the residences themselves?
Number one, all the residences have 11-foot ceilings. I think this is a real statement of luxury, correct?
Yes.
Despite of the unit mix, or we go from 1 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms, all the residences have 11 feet ceilings. Custom kitchens by Dolce Gabbana, European appliances. So nobody in the world is going to have a kitchen like yours. Huge spaces. The apartments are extremely big for what is known in Miami. 1 bedroom start around 1,155 square feet. Terraces, Sep. So they're basically an extension of your living room. Most of the units are quarter units, which is very interesting because you do have water views from all the units. The terraces in Miami, you know it better than me, people enjoy the outdoor living space because we have great climate. So the terraces are, I would like to hear your opinion, no? They're basically 13 by 17, around 262 square feet.
Yeah, that's the living room. So basically, at a living room outdoors, it's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can dine, you can entertain, you can have a big dining table, you can do the whole thing. It's great.
It is a development that's very oriented towards families and friendship and being able to, we're Latinos, so actually Spain also comes from Rome, so we enjoy being in family, and I think this is something that they've transmitted to the building,
Yeah, and of course, I'm also a ceiling height snob, so 11-foot ceilings is amazing.
Yeah.
It really makes a huge difference. Every foot makes a huge difference. And the standard 9 feet, 8.5 feet, it just doesn't work anymore. It's got to be taller.
It is impressive.
11 feet is impressive. It's really nice. And speaking of that, of the residences, how many residences are we talking about? How many floors do we have in the building?
So we have 90 stories. We have 259 residences. We're going to be the tallest tower of Miami, 1,049 feet. 90 stories, 259 residences. The residences start in the 25th floor. So from the 25th to the 33rd floor, you have 6 residences. From the 33rd to the 54th, we have 5. And from the 55th above, we have 4. Then we have a collection of...
So 6 units per floor, 5 units per floor, 4 units per floor.
Correct. And then we have a collection of penthouses, which vary from half floors. And then an amazing penthouse and a triplex, which is going to be at the top of everything, the Golden Crown, 3-story penthouse.
A true trophy.
Correct, Seb. And this is things that I like clients to understand when we speak about the hotel residences. It is a mix, and that's important because in Miami you do have several developments which are very tied up to a residential component or short-term component.
Well, let's get into that. So you mentioned just a couple of important points. One is, as Ignacio said, these residences have lockout components, which basically means you can split off the unit into, for example, a 2-bedroom can become a studio, and a 1-bedroom. You can rent one out, and you can keep the other one for yourself, for example. But secondly, this is 888 Brickell Hotel and Residences. So let's talk about what it means to be a hotel.
Correct. So this is probably one of the most exciting features of the development and what really makes it unique. So just so everybody understands, the 259 residences, they are for sale. There isn't a section which is hotel residences. The whole building is for sale, and it's going to depend, Sep, for every owner to decide if they want to put a residence or part of their residence via the lockout in the hotel program. Having said this, let's dive deep into this because I think it is extremely unique and something that differentiates our development from all the rest. Number one, you own a condominium with the city of Miami. Okay, you don't own a condo hotel, you own a condominium. If Zep is to buy a residence at 88 Brickell, Miami,
Maybe I will.
exactly, you have several options. We're bringing to the table full flexibility in the heart of Brickell, which isn't that common, correct? We're bringing in full flexibility. So Sep can live 365 days in the apartment. Zep can also rent it out 30 days minimum, 12 times a year.
On his own.
On your own. Or if you want to do the hotel program, the Dolce Gabbana Hotel will manage the residence for you or a certain section of your apartment for you. So that is extremely unique, and that has been one of our key selling points because many people find it extremely attractive to be able to live in Brickell, own an apartment, but also block one section, monetize the other, and have that flexibility. And I really think Brickell is competing with cities like Dubai, Singapore, even with Paris, London, Madrid, and that's what we're bringing to Brickell.
Yeah.
That wow factor hotel, which is really going to be the envy of all our rival competing cities.
The project is unique design-wise, but then when you look into what a lot of buyers are looking for, especially when you get into the luxury realm, they want exclusivity. They want something that's iconic and beautiful, but they also want flexibility, especially there's a lot of second homers and so on. And so flexibility of the rental. And so it's what I especially like about this project is that you have the daily rental option. If you want to put in the hotel program, You wipe your hands. You know, you don't have to worry about it. The hotel takes care of absolutely everything for you. And you can decide even to put your entire unit in the hotel program or reserve part of it for your exclusive use year round and still be able to monetize the other part of your residence, which is really pretty unique. And then you have, you still have the ability to, if you don't want to put a hotel program, but you do still want the flexibility, it's really interesting that they have the 30-day minimum rental option you can do with, for example, your own agent or on your own. That is very unique. In South Florida, what's happened in the luxury projects and the ultra luxury projects that have been launched, you have other very well-known hotel hospitality type brands or even design brands, but there's a very limited flexibility with the rentals. Usually it's either 6 months or 12-month rentals, even if it's a hotel brand, because it's residences only. Here, they're giving people the luxury and the exclusivity they're looking for, and yet still giving them the flexibility, which is pretty unique right now, in not just in Brickell, but really in almost all of South Florida.
Correct. And, you know, on a personal opinion, Miami is no longer a seasonal city, correct? I mean, we're fully packed throughout the whole year, but it is true that we have high season. We're currently in high season, correct? It could be anywhere from November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June.
Yeah.
But in those months, you have certain weeks where the influx of people coming to Miami is huge. You have, of course, the art week in December, you have the music week, you have the Formula One, you have the tennis, we've just had the marathon, you have the crypto week. Where I see a huge opportunity is Brickell is pretty much limited in terms of fully furnished apartments for rent for a week. Because I live in Brickell and, you know, I own in Brickell, and most of the apartments here, we have that limitation of 6-month minimum rent, 3 months, yearly rents. So just imagine with the huge demand during these peak weeks, the extremely scarce inventory for how much you could potentially rent during a week in 2028, 2029, a fully furnished Dolce Gabbana residence in the heart of Brickell for all these people, all these millionaires that are coming to the city. That is where I see one of the key strengths for an investor in terms of this development.
Absolutely. Now, moving actually into the amenities, Dolce Gabbana is set to really be a destination place, one where people just want to come because of the design and just to be able to experience the lifestyle and the feel that they've created. But beyond that, it's truly going to be a destination place for a lot of reasons. Let's talk about it.
Correct. So number one, of course, all the owners, the residents are going to experience 5-star luxury services in their own apartment. So Sep, when you decide to buy with us, you're going to be able to have your food delivered to your apartment. You're going to be able to clean your clothes, to have laundry. Of course, it's the same thing.
A tailor
shop. You're going to have a tailor shop, cleaning services. So it is really true 5-star living throughout the whole year. Having said this, we have 115,000 square feet of amenities. You're going to have 2 restaurants, one that is going to be open to the public in Brickell Avenue, ground floor, which is really going to give Brickell, we're giving back to the city. I truly believe it, and bring this luxury restaurant, which we can't give the name yet, but it will be, out of this world restaurant in Brickell Avenue. We're going to have another restaurant in the 23rd floor, which is going to be for the owners, for the hotel guests. We're going to have an amazing ballroom. I like to call it the speakeasy, but it's just it's live music, incredible chandeliers. Everything in the building is a level of luxury that we haven't seen in Brickell. A lot of marble, Murano chandeliers. You're also going to have a full floor gym. You're going to have a full floor spa. You're going to have another thing that is going to be very unique to the development, an indoor paddle court. Paddle.
I'm a paddle guy.
You're a paddle guy? Who is not a paddle guy nowadays? Everybody that wants to network and make it paddle.
Yeah. It's fun. It's not too hard. It's easier than tennis. And,
in Spain, I have to say something in favor of Spain. We've been playing paddle for a very long time.
Yeah, it was born in Spain, right?
It was born it was born in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a multimillionaire in Mexico. He didn't have space to do a full tennis court. So he designed that paddle court. I think so. Paddle fans, please don't kill me. I'm not a huge, paddle guy. But it has been, Argentina is very big in paddle. So my Argentinian friends. But having said this, those are some of the amenities. We're very focused in the wellness component.
Yeah, so you have the cold plunge.
Everything,
Yoga, Pilates,
everything you can imagine. We're gonna have Gianluca Vacci is very involved in everything in wellness. So believe me that everything that this building is gonna have in terms of amenities is gonna go over the expectations of everybody.
So let's talk about let's go back to the Dolce Gabbana Pool Club. Tell me more about that.
The first thing about the Dolce Gabbana Pool Club is I think it's again an aspirational feeling. People want to be there. The palais are very Sicilian oriented. So the development has a very unique mix, Sep, because of course JDS is a New York based developer. We see dark palais in the lobbies, Murano chandeliers, marble everywhere. And then you go into certain amenities like the Dolce Gabbana Pool Club and suddenly you feel like you're in Sicily. So that is something that I really enjoy about this development. Not everything is so methodic and similar. You do have these changes. In the Dolce Gabbana Pool Club, you're gonna have, the best of the best services, of course. You're gonna have bars. You're gonna have the restaurant servicing also the pool in the 23rd floor. And then, of course, we're gonna have a huge pool, 5D pool, which is very unique. It's a full floor Dolce & Gabbana Pool Club. You were speaking about the laps. So the pools are huge. You're gonna be able to swim. I have had several buyers asking me because they're swimmers. It's a swimmer-friendly pool. I'm a swimmer myself, so I guarantee you it's more than enough to swim. And then we have the 43rd floor. The 43rd floor is a full floor, Sep, only for the owners. So no tenants, no hotel guests, only the owners. And it's a full floor of amenities. So if the owners want, to be more relaxed, they can always go to the 43rd floor. So, the developers have really thought of every single detail in the building.
So going now to the location.
Correct.
We're, of course, I know it's very cliche to say in the heart of Brickell, but basically we're in the heart of Brickell. And we're right on Brickell Avenue. And we have Brickell City Center half a block away. So you have the world-renowned shopping right there. Not only do you have a couple restaurants in the building, but you can walk in any direction and run into some of the most world-renowned restaurants.
Correct.
And just an incredible array of choices. So in terms of being walkable, it's truly a paradise.
You're walking distance from everything. Brickell, they call it the Little Manhattan, where you can work, where you can live, where you can play. You're next to Mary Brickell Village. You're walking distance from amazing Brickell Key, where you can walk throughout that island. You're relatively close to the highway without having to, suffer the traffic in Brickell, because you do have access to the south side. So that is important. And look, regarding location, we all know location has three key, we all know real estate, a good real estate investment has three pillars: location, location, location. You're not just in the heart of Brickell, you're not just in Brickell, you're in the main avenue of Brickell. And if we look into the Brickell of 2030, I think it's important to highlight. You're gonna be 5-minute walking distance from the newest office towers coming up in Miami. So you're gonna have 830 Brickell by Okoro, fully leased. You're gonna have the new Banco Santander Tower, the Spanish bankers, my good friends from Banco Santander, their flagship just across the street. You're gonna have the Citadel Tower.
Incredible.
You're gonna have the One Brickell City Center by Related Stephen Ross. If we look at the Brickell of 2030, for anyone who invests today in our development, you're gonna be located in the really, truly in the heart of everything. So Miami has no stop. I mean, I've experienced it. I've been living here 9 years. It's mind-blowing how we've grown. I firmly believe the city is going to keep on growing. And, you're in the heart of everything. So it couldn't get better than this. So we're currently in contracts. We're going to start construction in a few months, maybe around June, July. We're currently doing internal demolition. We'll reach top off in 2027. I wouldn't like to give an exact date, but 2027, completion expected 2028.
I can't wait. This is going to be iconic masterpiece. It's going to be an unbelievable addition to the skyline, with the crown, with the black matte steel, with the gold beaded necklace style.
Correct.
I mean, just everything about it is opulence. It's luxury. It's going to be timeless, and I can't wait till it gets delivered. So thanks so much for telling us about this. We do want to go check out. There's a really cool VR experience. We're going to do a little quick VR experience.
There is.
And but in the meantime, thank you so much for your time, Ignacio.
So was my English okay?
Perfect, man. Were you speaking English? I thought you... No.
Je peux parler en français aussi, hein?
All right, man. Thank you.
So everybody come close to the circle. Okay. So we've walked into the lobby. Look how incredible the Murano chandeliers. Look at the mirrors, the reflections.
Wow.
Marble everywhere. Incredible, no?
Wow.
What do you think, Sep?
No, it's really breathtaking. It's dramatic, is grand, dramatic. It's
Exactly.
all of those things.
And look at the is that stone and
Yes.
right? Oh,
No, the level of luxury is just unseen. So now we're going to the 22nd floor, the Dolce Gabbana Pool Club. So more Sicilian palais. Look at the depth of the pool. We have a bar.
Look at all that travertine. It's beautiful. And then this is terrazzo, right?
Yeah.
And then there's some inlays in there as well. Wow.
Look at
So this is a duplex residence. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, double door entrance. That's so. Is that only for the duplex, or
No, it's for most of the residents.
most of the residents have a double door entrance? Wow. Wow, these doors are amazing.
They are. I'm telling you, this is going to be the most luxurious development in Brickell.
Wow. This is the crown.
Yeah. Now you're inside the crown.
Wow. It's crazy, man. You do not want to jump. It's crazy. It's so freaky. Wow. Isn't that crazy? If you have any questions about 888 Brickell by Dolce Gabbana Hotel Residences, please reach out directly via phone call or email, and we'll be happy to help. Or if you're looking for luxury condo advice in general, please reach out.